Rare Books USA online sales monthly report, January 2026. Happy New Year to everyone in the book reselling world, the book world. Just happy New Year to everyone. This is the first video of the year. Hopefully everyone is starting off the year strong with a bang. And I'm happy to be back, as always, at the end of the month. And so, as we did last year, we're going to be doing it again this year. We're just gonna be going over all of my different stats, much like our earnings report. And so make sure you like and subscribe you like this video, you subscribe to the channel. We'll be doing this every month. I have different topics on my channel that I talk about, and we're just gonna keep growing. I'm growing my business in the public eye. And so I think it's just been kind of fun. And so, just to christen off the video like I've always done with Gematria. Art sells antique and vintage books equals 333 in English ordinal, and book reseller equals 137 ordinal, which is the 33rd prime. If you're more interested in what gematria is, please check out my other channels in which I explain it in a more deeper fashion. It has helped me a lot and helped me in life, finance, and a lot of other things. But moving forward, Rare Books USA, eBay, Etsy, and whatnot stores are subsidiaries of Data Productions Media, which is my umbrella company, my holding company of all the different businesses I'm a part of and that I own. But for this, it's a earnings report style monthly update, tracking sales, expenses, future business advancements. And for 2026 forward guidance, we're going for $70,000 in revenue. $70,000 in revenue in 2026. We did almost 40,000. We just came short at 39 and some change. And so we're not trying to do it for a full double, but we'll leave some space for the potentiality of a double. But 70,000 revenue is a good start, and it's a good way to start. So Rare Books USA monthly sales report, January 2026. I have my eBay, my Etsy, my whatnot sales up. And so this is January, which usually after the holidays is a little bit slow, at least to my experience and what I've seen. But that doesn't really account for me. I've been growing my store a lot as well too. So, and again, this is January 29th. So I still have a couple other days. I have a couple of days to go to finish out the month. But $4,279.87 on eBay. So 4,200 going on 43. Etsy, which has been growing. I mean, I didn't have an Etsy store this last year. I didn't have one until May, essentially. Revenue for this month, $409.42. And I've only made $43 on whatnot. That's still coming up in third. But I'm working on it, trying to get that up and running, because if I can have all three humming in their unique and respective ways, we'll be doing some really special things, man. I mean, and we have been doing special things, but we'll be doing even more special things. But so when we add up my eBay, Etsy, and whatnot, January 2026 sales, that comes out to $4,732.29. And so, I mean, $5,000 for January 2026 is still on the table, especially when we have 2 months left. And February, Fridays and Saturdays are some of my better days with the sale I run. So we'll see. We might get there. And so, I mean, that's good. That's good signs. And so the linear forward guidance, based off what we know now and off 12 months. So we'll come out to about $56,787.48 if it was linear, right? If I did 4.7 thousand each month for the whole year. And again, my listings is 5,357 on eBay. I have 692 active listings on Etsy, and I'm working on my whatnot store. So again, I'm still in growth mode, and so there's still growth. So we'll see how that goes. And what we can, even though we can't predict the future, we can learn a lot from the past, right? And so I want to just give the trajectory and the trend of how 2025 was for me and where we are to start the year in 2026 with what we know in sales. And this is just the eBay, so we'll just focus on eBay. I have 42,079 for this month on eBay. And so this was my 2025 sales with the bar chart. January, nearly 2,000. February, under 2,000 for sure, like 1,700. I was on a downcline, right? I was on a decline. March, right? And then this is when I started really getting serious about full time. And this is when things started getting crazy. And so this is when I was still full time with my job. I'm like, you know what? Something's got to change. I got to push this up, right? And so I started pushing up, listing more, full time, getting that. So April, I got back to 2,000. May, worked over 2,000. June, got to 3,500. I had a down month in July, which is summertime. You kind of see that, a little over 3,000. And then we did July. We got closer to 4,000. We had another down month, September. Again, that's normal, but you see the trend, right? You see it's just up still, even down months up. October, 4,000. My first 4,000 month ever was October, which was nice. November, like over 4,000. December, 4,500, close to that right here. And so, it's going to be interesting what January comes out, because December was my best month for like ever, right? Across the board, I made 6,000 across all platforms, but I did 4,500 in December, and I might do 4,500 in January, which, could be a good sign, right? Especially with me growing my store. That's what I want to see. I want to get to $10,000 in totality, but $10,000 on eBay would be nice too a month. And so that's what January looked like. There's always things to work on. I'm always working. I use List Easier now when I'm listing hardcover books. And that's helped a lot, get a lot more listings up. It's better than ChatGPT in a lot of retrospects for regular books. ChatGPT is still really good for ephemera and such. And maybe I do a video on that at some point later. But overall, this was January 2026. We're off to a good start for the year. 70,000 in revenues, the goal. And we'll see if we can get that linear forward guidance up, because we know on the back end, it does compound with the holidays. Rare Books USA, January 2026, fundamentals and financials. So yeah, we don't really go over my balance sheet too much, but we have assets. We have about 9,000 in assets. That includes my laptop, insurance, not warranties, like insurance and stuff like that. But what we really want to look at is my income statement, my profit and loss. And so my goal this year is to keep this as close to a positive net income as possible. I'm not buying as much heavy equipment. I'm getting smarter with my buys of books, and I'm, really honing down on my efficiency and trying to work on my margins. So I'm trying to get close to a positive net income, and much more positive net income by the end of the year, and such. And, again, remember, for general expenses, that is all the books I buy. And I'm going to be really focused on not buying as much or buying cheaper and getting better deals this year. I was better than I was in 2024 and 2025. I need to be better in 2026 than what I was in 2025. And so that's what's going to get me to the goals I need. It's just stop paying as much in books and find better books for cheaper, and also find other ways just to cut a little in cost and sell more, because, as you see, my cash runway is actually pretty good. My cash runway, cash flow is sustainable. It really is. I'm actually running a nice sustainable business right now, but there is a couple of things I also need to work on and keep growing. So this stays like this. The cash buffer, 5 months. If I reach zero with no cash received, that's got to be better. I need to put more money in. That's for sure. I don't want to hit zero. Obviously, I'm running the business and I'm making sales. So, but cash flow is sustainable. That's good to see. And then I use Zero, which I've talked about before in other videos. Zero, they're doing business health scores. So I'm at a 71% right now. I'm good. I've had 10 targets received. I'm trying to be even better with that. So I like Zero as as a service for accounting and tracking my stuff, my finances. So that's overall what I have for the fundamentals and financials for just January 2026. Obviously, we're early in the year, but it's good that, you know, my net income is only negative 126. That's going to improve and get positive as the year goes on. 100%. I'm definitely growing it.